Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Happy Friday.
It is Friday, October 20th. Carrie, it's only 11 days until Halloween.
Oh my God. Okay. What are the kids going as? Like, does Cole still do this? Because he's high school age. Like, does he still?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's definitely doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's doing it. I frankly don't know what everybody is going to be dressed as, but let me ask everybody out there. What are you, if you get dressed up for Halloween, what are you going to go as this year? I'd love to know what everybody's going as.
Yeah. What are the hot costumes this year? Usually they're, sometimes off color or a little tongue in cheek, humor. I'd love to know what I need some ideas because I think there's a party I need to go to.
Yeah. We definitely, we have a really, really friendly neighborhood and everybody gets dressed up and goes knocking at everybody's doors, children and adults alike. Right.
Yes.
And I have this Elvis costume that I that I wear. Yeah, it's just like boots, jeans, kind of a Western shirt, and then I've got a Elvis hair wig that I put on. And I like that a lot.
Maybe I'll go as a pickleball player. Can I borrow a racket and make lots of noise?
I'm gonna go as maybe John McEnroe as a pickleball player.
There you go. Yes.
the John McEnroe, when he had the afro and then the headband and the tight white shorts.
Yes, and then just walk around going, "You've got to be kidding me," or like.
Yeah, and I'll have the paddle in my left hand because he was lefty.
Oh, wow. Yes. Or you can't be serious. He always had those snark comments.
Or what are you, blind?
Yeah. Sure. We've got Chris checking in from Sydney. Hopefully Chris listened to our podcast yesterday that we released with Kate Golly from Sydney, who is a health coach, personal trainer. Really, she was an amazing kind of mental guru as well,
yeah. And I love the way, she was all about leading with love.
Yes. Yeah.
As opposed to kind of anger or fury, which she experienced before she decided to lead with love. And once she decided to lean in with love, I think it opened up a lot of doors. And I know that, like, for example, she expressed how her relationship with her father improved dramatically just by making that little bit of a mindset switch, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, we've got Ohio, OHIO. I see Ohio, Amanda.
What's round on the outsides and high in the middle?
Our home state.
That's right. Ohio.
Our home state, Ohio. Quebec. What a beautiful city. Quebec. Georgetown, Texas. Not too far. Right.
30 miles up the road.
30 miles and about 2 hours of driving these days.
Hey, do you like my t-shirt today?
I do like it. Eat like a man. What's it say below? Like, eat like human.
Well, yeah, I know that's the little, but eat like a man, human. I think it's from a bike shop in Jerome, Arizona, which is it's like the ghost town. It's an old mining town.
Yeah.
It's on the side of a mountain and it's now this really artistic, really artsy fartsy town.
Yeah.
With a really, and it's supposedly it's also haunted.
Oh, okay. I'm in.
Yeah, they're known for all the ghosts that hang out there, especially during Halloween.
Yes. Well, we have I loved that we had this quote right out of the gate that Keith dropped in that we absolutely love the pancakes.
Keith, I want you to know, and I just happen to have some right here because I am so proud of them. But these, Keith, you tell me if I'm wrong. I think these are the best commercialized pancake and waffle mix on the planet. They are so light, fluffy. They brown perfectly. They have just the perfect amount of natural sweetness because of the dates. I mean, I hear you, Keith. Every Saturday and Sunday, we're making Plant Strong pancakes in our house.
And
uh-oh, I'm gonna go get my
oh, you're not plugged in?
Yeah, let me plug in. Go ahead, keep going.
And if you can hear me.
Yeah, hey, I'm plugging in.
Okay, so
I'm plugging in. Hopefully I won't lose you all. Ready? I'm switching over to all right, I think I'm here. Did I lose Carrie? Let's see. Hi, everybody. Bear with us here. We are working through, let's see, make sure. Are you guys, can somebody put something in the chat room if you guys can hear me? Oh, Rebecca Mary. There we go. There we go. Let's get her on. Add to stage. Okay. Loud and clear. All right. You guys can hear me. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you can hear me. I'm waiting for Carrie to try and figure it out. Let me put this here. All right. So while I'm waiting for Carrie to come back and we can have a conversation, as you guys probably know, I just got back from Sedona, Arizona. I was there for a week leading a retreat with about 75 people. We like to call them our intrepid souls that came out into the middle of nowhere. It's up this dirt road, 10 miles. There's like no 7-Elevens, no restaurants. You're officially in Plant Strong jail. And we have our way with you in the best possible way. And it was breakfast, lunch, and dinners, these Plant Strong buffets like you would not believe. We had world-class lectures during the day. We woke up to hiking, to CrossFit exercise, to yoga, wonderful, wonderful yoga. We actually had a combination of chair yoga and normal yoga. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, I can't hear or see Carrie. And we had all kinds of wonderful evening activities. We had stargazing. For those of you that know who Dr. Michael Clapper is, he has such an insane understanding of the nighttime sky. And he got his minor in astronomy. And let's see.
Am I back?
You're back. You were gone for a while. That was pretty ugly.
I really needed to just, take a break really from all of it.
Yeah,
well, we'll see how long this lasts. We'll see how long it lasts.
Well, so I am hardwired in, so I am good.
So me too. I'm hardwired in. But that usually means nothing in the world of technology.
Okay. So Carrie's back. But Carrie, I was just starting to let people know a little bit about Sedona. Yeah. And just the oodles and oodles of fun that we had there with 75 people. I was just talking about Dr. Michael Clapper, and you probably don't even know this, but he's got a minor in astronomy. And so one of the nights, it was actually after Plant Strong Jeopardy, where I am Rip Trebeck, and we bring in contestants. Uh-oh, you're frozen again. Carrie, incredible. Carrie, we bring up contestants from the audience. We have judges, and we have the full lineup of categories. And anyway, after a lot of laughing, like hard belly laughing, Dr. Clapper takes us outside to the Sedona night sky, and he walks us through all the major constellations, galaxies, the Milky Way. And he's got this incredible wand that he has that can shine up into the night sky. And he does that for about 45 minutes. So we had that. We had a huge bonfire one night where we went around and we told really spooky ghost stories. One night it was the last night, we had talent show where people would regale us with some of their different talents. And that is always an absolute gas, especially at the end of the retreat. So Carrie, are you live or are you completely gone now? I'm going to remove Carrie, and then that way she'll have to come back, and hopefully she's good. Okay. Hey, I would love, while we're waiting for Carrie to come back and we can just shoot the Kale, let's look at some questions here. So Janelle says, my husband's doctor told him that his A1C is too low. Total cholesterol is 198, and putting him back on a lower dose statins, whole food plant-based for a year and a half. And the doctor told him all foods he eats turns to cholesterol. Well, Janelle, I'm trying to understand that question entirely. So I've never heard of an A1C that's too low. I've never heard of whole food, plant-based food that it actually turns into cholesterol. That makes no sense whatsoever. And I can tell you that, your liver makes cholesterol naturally. It's a very, very important thing, and it makes all that we need. But the last thing that we need to be doing is putting in an extemporaneous source of cholesterol, which is what happens when you take in any kind of an animal product or animal byproduct, because in those muscle striations, you've got embedded in there, you've got different amounts of saturated fat, you've got dietary cholesterol, and then you also have problematic animal protein. So I've never heard of whole food plant-based diet turning into cholesterol. Frankly, Janelle, I would look at trying to find another physician to help guide you. All right, Carrie, I hope that you don't have any more issues.
I'm running around the house, so I'm in a completely different spot, plugged into another router altogether. So,
all right. Well,
yeah, I'm a little dark.
You look and you sound good, so that's good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What were some of and you may have already answered this, but what were some of the most inspiring people that you met? Like, was there a story or two from some of the guests that really shined a light?
There were lots. So I think one of the most inspiring things, this is a great way to piggyback on the question from Janelle, were the number of people that had come and gone against the wishes of their expert physicians that told them you'll be on these medications for the rest of your life, or there's absolutely nothing you can do for your arthritis, right? This is just, it's not diet related. It's just the way it is. Or autoimmune diseases like lupus, that they were told you're just gonna have to live with this and figure out how to manage it and mitigate it going further. And they took matters into their own hands. They decided, you know what? I think there's a connection between eating the standard American diet and all the inflammation that ensues because of these weak foods that are really the building blocks that promote inflammation in our bodies. And they went on a different path that was not in concert with their medical physician. And lo and behold, 3 months, 6 months later, they're off their meds. Their arthritis is either greatly diminished or gone completely. Lupus is turned around, all these things. And so we had we had story after story of people sharing this with us, especially. So one of the great moments to me of every one of these retreats, Carrie, is opening night, when we ask people to get up, just say where you're from, obviously what your name is, and why you're here. And that is where people just would let loose and let us know, I am here because I discovered the power of a whole food plant-based diet through Forks Over Knives, through your books, through the podcast, because of Jane and Ann's YouTube channel, because we worship the ground that your father walks on, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, it just goes on and on and on. And it's absolutely wonderful, because I think, Carrie, we all should know that the most powerful form of medicine is what we elect to put into our mouth for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. And
Yes.
is it something that is going to nourish us and support us, or is it going to basically, is it going to harm us and be a repeat offender of inflammation and be contributing to the constellation of chronic Western diseases that are running rampant right now in this country? And I can just go on and on and on and jump on my soapbox and talk about the standard American diet and why the standard American diet leads to the standard American diseases, which lead to the standard American death. It is, it's ugly.
Yeah. And I think I like what you said there, backing up about opening night, and people right away, immediately starting to share their stories about why they're there. And one of the things that we all crave in life, no matter what group we belong to, is like we want to feel like we're in a safe space to be vulnerable, because making any change in life, whether it's dietary or any sort of lifestyle change, requires community. It requires having people around you who get you. It's so hard to do these things on your own. And to know that people can walk into Sedona or Black Mountain in the spring, or any Engine 2 Plant Strong immersion, and feel immediately safe to share some very scary stuff is special. And so that cannot be taken for granted. And there aren't that many places that allow that kind of safety. And so that's so wonderful.
Well, yeah, no. And you know what? Thanks for pointing that out, because one of our goals at all of our live events is we want everybody to be heard, everybody to be seen, and everybody to feel very, very safe, and and allow people to be vulnerable. And one of the things that we do to help open up that, I should say, close that gap between people feeling inhibited and not wanting to be vulnerable, is we have Adam Sudd, who you know very, very well. Yeah. Adam Sudd shares his incredible story of going from, being a 335-pound drug addict to now being the plant-based addict, and how he's just turned everything around, his life around, and he bears it all. I mean, he basically bears his soul. And by Adam bearing his soul, it opens up just the the zipper that allows everyone in the room to just be like, oh my gosh, I needed that. I needed a dose of that. And then, after that, it's just like the floodgates open up, and it's a beautiful thing.
That was the quote I was about to say, was the floodgates open up. And I've heard Adam's story, both on your podcast and other podcasts and in person. I've heard his story dozens of times, and it's a remarkable story that I never tire of hearing.
Never
tire of hearing.
I agree. Hey, do you have any ideas here for the love chica? Basically trying to get tofu to absorb, seasonings and flavors and stuff like that.
I mean, so many suggestions, but like off the top of my hand, because I am not a fancy chef. I am so on the go, but I've taken a lot of tips and tricks from your mom and sister, Jane, on what they do in their cookbooks and in the Plant Strong cookbooks. But like, I just create like a little marinade, and I make sure, one of my favorite marinades is some combination of like tamari, little bit of maple syrup, maybe even some rice vinegar. Like, I love that umami kind of marinade. And I just put the tofu in that for a couple of hours before. So it actually has time to soak in the flavors. And I think that's the key with any kind of marinating and absorption of tofu flavors, is just giving the tofu actual time to absorb whatever you're putting on it. One thing that I haven't tried yet, Rip, is the new secret sauce.
Well, you know what? I have some right here. I have some right here. See, right here. And, love Chica. This is one of the answers to your questions. This serves as the perfect marinade. You just take one of these packets, dump it into a cup, 1 cup of water, stir it up, put all your tofu on a baking pan with parchment paper, and then actually, to Carrie's point, pour it all in a bowl, let it marinate for a while, let it sit, and then pour it onto the cooking sheet. But you can also use this as a dipping sauce. Don't add as much water, make it thicker for spring rolls, for tofu, for cucumbers, you name it. You can even use this as like a salad dressing. It's got multiple purposes. It is, it's got dates, it's got ginger, it's got turmeric. Obviously, it's got peanuts. It's also got curry seasonings in it. But this is our latest and greatest product, and we're super proud of it, because the last thing that anybody wants to do after coming home from a long day of work typically is make a dressing. And so this is just, ready, lickety split. The reviews that have been coming in are very, very strong. People love it. So anyway, give it a try. Give it a try.
Yeah. And, gosh, it was Amy Mackey that actually, if she's watching, she'll kill me because I've forgotten the exact recipe, but she was even talking about how she took your multi-grain flake cereal. So not one of the Rip's bowl, not one of the Rip big bowls, but the multi-grain flake cereal in the light blue bag, crumbles up those multi-grain flakes.
Yeah.
So to where they almost become like panko breadcrumbs.
Yep.
And then puts those on her tofu, with like some plant-based milk to give it some stick. And then coats her tofu in those multi-grain flakes, and then bakes it or air fries it that way. So it's a little different than flavor, but it almost gives that it's like that crispy, crusty thing for your tofu too, which I made once, and it was so different. It was just and then you can put barbecue sauce on top of that. I mean, you can throw anything on top of that from there.
Yeah. My oldest child, Cole, who's 16, he loves putting barbecue sauce on his tofu. Mm-hmm. He'll make a tofu sandwich between bread with just tofu, lettuce, and what else does he put? Tofu, spinach, and then maybe some cucumbers, and he just loves it. I gotta say that, I want to address that one question right here, or this idea. Lori Williams, I do this, Lori, and I love it. And you're exactly right. You do this, and basically the cells of that tofu expand. They get much, much larger. And yes, it absorbs stuff like 3 times what normal tofu does. And now it has a really, really a neat texture or profile to it. So if you have never frozen tofu, definitely do it. But you freeze it. You want to take it out and let it thaw. So take it out and maybe an hour or 2 before you're going to use it. And it rocks. Have you ever tried it, Carrie?
I've never frozen tofu. No, I was just sitting there thinking, because I was going to ask the silly question of, do you marinade before you freeze it, or do you marinade after you start to thaw it?
No, it's got to be after you freeze it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
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 See, that's how unchefy I am. And look who checked in, Trucker
I know.
Steve.
Trucker Steve's in the house. We love having you, Trucker Steve. I hope you're doing well, my man.
Yes, we still get questions about Trucker Steve.
Yeah.
Sure. So
For those
yeah.
that don't know, we had Trucker Steve on. Was it the Facebook Live or was it the podcast? I can't remember now.
It was Facebook Live, and we've done both. I think we published that one for a podcast as well. Yes.
Yeah. But Trucker, for those of you that haven't checked it out, check out the Facebook Live or podcast with Trucker Steve to hear how he does this very, very successfully on the road driving an 18-wheeler.
And just so you know, the Love Chica asked if it has to be a 6-pack of the marinade that you buy on PLANTSTRONG.
Yeah, it only comes. So basically, it comes in this. It comes in a box like so, right? And you open it up, and you've got 6 of them, right? So there you go. Yep.
Not that you're not going to love it, but you could always share it with your neighbors too as well. Not that you're not going to love it because in there are 6 packets because it's just not economically efficient, probably just to ship individual packets. It's obviously more economical to ship larger packet sizes, but if you in front of this week's podcast, and actually in front of all of our podcasts that are running right now, you wrote an ad that it gives a million ways you can use that sauce. So it's not just over tofu. It's in burritos, it's over stir fries, it's over. So, don't feel like you're limited just to marinate tofu with that sauce.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna put this. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to put. Here, this. Jane Crampton, great. She had success with tofu this week. She frozen tofu, and just so you know, people have asked, you just take it in the like the box that it comes in, or the container with the, you get the cellophane on the top, and then it comes in the plastic kind of carton. You just put that in the freezer, just like that. Right. Then you thaw it. And a lot of times what I'll do if I want to expedite that, I will take it out and throw it into a bowl of warm water.
Right? Okay.
She likes to use a tofu press, or just, I like getting a skillet and just putting it on top with some towels, and then cube or slice, saute in the skillet with a cup of vegetable broth, tamari. She uses coconut aminos, granulated garlic, Dijon mustard. That sounds really good.
Jane, you're speaking my love language.
Jane.
Yeah, you're speaking my love language.
Oh, okay, good. There we go. What's this? So, do any recipes come with the peanut sauce? Do you know what that means, Carrie?
Are there any suggestions on the box of how to use that?
Well, we have different preparation instructions depending upon what you're going to do with it, and whether you're going to use it as a secret sauce, as a dip, as a dressing, as a marinade. So we do have instructions on that.
Yeah.
I
mean, and air fry. That's my jam. But just to make the marinade, I mean, it literally is just to add water, isn't it? And stir. I mean, everything is within that packet. So it's just to add water, stir to your desired consistency, and go to town on however you want to use it.
Yeah.
No right or wrong. And it's made with, one of the things that I found fascinating is, it's a peanut sauce, and oftentimes peanut sauces are made with full fat peanut butter, but you made yours, PLANTSTRONG made theirs with pressed peanut powder. So essentially defatted peanut butter. So it's just, so it's a lot less fat with all the flavor.
Yeah, no, it comes from, the peanut. It's like a PB2. It's like a powder that's in there. That's been defatted. Exactly right. This is Lori, and she's been watching from Mexico. She wants to know if you can reverse heart disease eating the Engine 2 Plant Strong way, or does one have to be more restrictive and no maple syrup, or does the reversal process just take a little longer? Thanks. Well, I would tell you that if you're trying to reverse heart disease, the best program to follow, obviously, I'm going to tell you the Cadillac is going to be my father's program, and he's an absolute stickler. I would say that the third book that I wrote, the Engine 2 7-Day Rescue Diet, is very, very much in alignment with his philosophy when it comes to preventing and reversing heart disease. And in the Engine 2 7-Day Rescue Diet, that the whole reason I wrote that book is because of the phenomenal results that I was able to get in just 7 days, holding these 7-day medical immersive retreats with Whole Food Market's sickest team members. And the results that we got in 7 days were just astounding. Now, obviously, if you're pre-diabetic, if you're type 2 diabetic, if you need to lose 100, 150, 200 pounds, if you've had a shot across the bow with heart disease or major cancer, you want to string together more than just 7 days. You want to do like 7 times 52, right? How many weeks are there in a year, Carrie?
You nailed it. 52. 7 days, 52 weeks a year.
String together just 52 of those, and you're going to be well on your way to basically resolving those chronic Western diseases that you have spent decades building up. But
now, I know your dad, like I know Jane and Ann in Plant-Based Woman Warrior, they do have maple syrup in their some of their recipes, some of their more dessert recipes. It's just your father's program.
I'd love to address this. So, Lori, I will tell you this. When it comes to added sweeteners, the average American is now consuming, and listen to this, 30 added teaspoons of sugar a day. And that's refined sugar. That's not like naturally occurring sugars that occur in your fruits, your vegetables, your whole grains, your oats, whatever. That is excessive stuff that is in, either you're putting it into your food, your dressings, it's in the yogurts, it's in the salad dressing, it's in the pasta sauce, it's in the crackers, it's in the bread. So on my father's program and on the Engine 2 7-Day Rescue Program, we want you to limit the amount of added sugar you have to less than 2 teaspoons a day, just 2, right? And if you can do that, you're absolutely going to knock it out of the park. So I wouldn't say 0. I would just say we want to limit it to 2. And obviously you're not doing sweets. You're not doing iced tea that you're loading up with added sugars. We got to be very, very mindful about all the added sweeteners we're consuming. All right, Lori, Carrie, I think you're frozen or you've gone again. Can I hear you? All right, Carrie, I am going to remove you and you need to come back. Oh, you're there, but I can't hear you. All right, I'm going to remove you. You need to come back in. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yes. I love that song too. Jane, I'm assuming is Jefferson Starship. So good. I am glad that there you go. Susan. Yeah, listen, it's a fantastic book, but let's face it, it's hardcore. This is the varsity program where I don't tell people what they want to hear. I tell them what they need to hear. And the goal is to have you rescue your health, to take that responsibility and put it on your own shoulders. And now you're driving, right? You're behind the wheel and you are the one that is determining your health destiny. It's not up to your doctor. It's not up to your family. It's not up to your friends or coworkers. It's up to you. And so at some point you just have to decide to wake up and look in that mirror and decide, you know what? I am done being sick and tired, and it's time for a new me. And then you consistently take the proper steps to make this happen. Not only with what you're putting in your mouth every day, but with movement, with exercise, with socialization, with downtime, making sure we're not on the screens, 2-3 hours before bedtime, prioritizing sleep and making sure we have a really awesome sleep environment. All these things are super, super important. Carrie, are you there? You know? Yeah, poor thing. She's having some problems. I'm going to remove her again. There she goes, out the door. Hey, everybody, I really apologize about the issues that we are having today. See, what happened is Carrie just flew back to Austin from Bend, and she is now home. All right. I'm going to see you here. Jean Marie, so great to see both of you. Rip, your products make it easy to eat well, even when hiking and traveling. Can't wait to try the peanut sauce. Love your energy and creativity. Keep it coming. Absolutely. You know it, Jean Marie. We're not going anywhere unless the internet is problematic here.
Yeah, no, it's probably.
Yeah. I'm removing you again. Sorry. Okay. Let me see. See, the thing is, one of the things I really wanted to talk about with Carrie today is Carrie just got back from the Hawaii IRONMAN, and she was there. And this year it was an all female Hawaii Ironman, I think for the first time ever. And I'd love for her to share some of that, but looks like she's not going to be around. Let's see what Zachary says. There is hope. It took me just 10 months to get off all of my pain meds and my diabetes medications. 8/19 to May 2020, following a whole food, plant-based exclusive diet. It took just another 30 days to get off my blood pressure meds. Zachary, I absolutely love it. And you were going hardcore, right? By going, you were salt-free, oil-free, sugar-free, and no caffeine. Nicely done. Zachary, I appreciate that. I understand that there's many people that do the caffeine. I personally have never liked the taste of coffee, so I don't do caffeine. But I guess, there's a time and a place for caffeine. I know so many people that they can't seem to get going in the day without a cup of their Java. My only suggestion there is just make sure you're not loading it up with sugar and creamer. Those are just added calories that you don't need. If you can get used to it, try and do it mostly black. All right, everybody, I tell you what, I am going to call it a day on our Friday Instagram Live today. I sincerely apologize for all the technical difficulties today. We'll make sure that we get that right for next Friday. I want you all to start thinking about what your Halloween costumes are going to be for Halloween. And let's chime in next Friday with what those are going to be. And I hope you all have a very, very safe and Plant Strong weekend, October 21st and 22nd. I know that I am. All right, you guys, keep it Plant Strong. We'll see you next Friday. All the best. Bye.